Welcome to the Manitoba Junior Hockey League season preview for 2022-2023. We're looking in the West Division with the Neepawa Titans. Name change last year, really pushed hard for a playoff spot, fell couple wins shy. Darnell, Duff of the Dauphin Kings, what do you expect out of the Neepawa Titans this year?
Well, it's a team that came so close to making their return to the postseason last year. Some underwhelming play, I would say, at times. It just seems that Neepawa is really having troubles getting a strong nucleus of players. You know, at times they have a strong top six and led by Austin Klein on the back end last year, a very solid D-man across the league. Goaltending has been a struggle over the past several years. It's another one of those small arenas that isn't as loud, though. It's probably, I would say, in the same realm of OCN as far as size and crowds wise, but it's just not as loud. It's not as raucous. And you haven't maybe seen as much community support coming around this team over the past couple of years because they have struggled to get into the postseason. Now, I believe you have Ken Pearson, another experienced veteran guy who knows players. He's going to have to really sell this program, and they're going to have to find a way to, get in the top four of a division or find a way to battle for a playoff spot. I mean, I know they were close last year, only 2 points behind the Stampeders to get into that final spot. But I think now is the time that this team has to make a change. They have to make a difference, and they have to start getting those wins, racking up those wins, getting that community support back. I know there's a lot of buzz, but at the end of the day, it's about winning. And I think it's time for the Titans to make a change. They've already made a name change. Now it's time to make a change and get a significant winning streak here moving forward.
Kevin, we got to do the MJHL Prospects games that were held in Winnipeg earlier this summer, and a number of Neepawa players were represented at all different age ranges. Like Darnell said, having youth in the system is great, but does this team need to win now?
I think it's there. Darnell had talked about, Kenny Pearson, and he's had a few years to get things moving. And I did see some inroads being made last year. I mean, nothing's going to happen overnight, and this league is so tight top to bottom. It's hard to kind of eke out a position, especially, with the way things go, like what you talked about, the community there, Darnell. But I think it is time, and there are certain pieces in place that Kenny's been moving around. I know there's stuff in the works there too. So they have a decent veteran presence right now. I think it's going to fall back onto goaltending like it always does for everybody. It tends to be a bit of a crapshoot, but I know they have some pieces that are coming together. So I think they could be an interesting addition into the mix this year in the West.
In a West division that's got a lot of question marks, Darnell, do you see Neepawa being able to push into that playoff spot, and do you see them being able to make some noise and make a statement this year?
Yeah, I think it goes back to Kevin. I think that was perfectly said. Things aren't going to change overnight. When you're a struggling franchise, you can't go from the bottom to the top in the matter of a one-off season. I mean, at times you can in extraordinary cases. Neepawa hasn't been able to do that. But I think this is a team that, as mentioned, Ken has had a couple of years now to try and cement what he can do, his expertise. So, yeah, I expect Neepawa to take the next step. I mean, they brought on Landon Cameron as an assistant coach. He's been in Neepawa for pretty much his whole life. He's the general manager at the golf club around there. You talk about developing young players. I think Neepawa is going to take the next step, just like OCN. Again, I'm not sure if they're going to be a top tier echelon team. They have a tough start opening up with a home and home against the defending champion Kings, but I think Neepawa is going to be in the real realm of possibility of making the postseason.
And I think this is going to be one of the teams that we see a lot more of with social media, getting out in the community and building that relationship that is so critical to getting a team to that next level because of fan support.